Okay, let's see what we can see here. Now, I don't know about you, but the audio is blaring out in my ears on this, so I'm going to wind this down a bit. To acceptable levels, that seems to be okay. So, floating fat man Terry, howdy, 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 howdy. Yeah, it's a problem. You know, I had this PC for a good while now. Maybe like 5 years. So it's really starting to show its age. It's quite contemporary-ish, you know, in its supposed performance, but I think it really could do with a better graphics card now. Certain things are just causing it to really hang, especially things like streaming. When I'm looking in Task Manager now, it's just maxed out. It's 100%. And to be honest, a lot of that's Chrome. For whatever reason, Chrome is using a massive amount just to do this chat with you guys. So that's a bad thing, isn't it? ZX Renew, evening. I'm going to just try to see if there's a way of mitigating this. Apart from shutting down Chrome, I think we'll just have to go with it. As long as the stream is okay and the sound's okay, I think we'll just have a go. Continue on. ZX Renew, that's joystick is great. I really like that. I thought that's a good bit of kit. I'm using Windows 10, Terry. Defense Skirmish Mayhem. Classic, limited players, limited cubes. I guess we just want to go with the defaults. Beginner. Let's try the beginner. Your last score, your best. So I've played this in the past because I've got actually scores set on the damn thing. Terry, I don't know. It was just I have a lot of stuff on this machine, so I don't think it's specifically a Windows 10 problem. It's just it's got a lot of CAD software. It's got a lot of programs that are loading up. You know, when you start the machine, I can see VPN. Oop, there you go. VPN windows and things in the bottom, which I've just shut. Steam, what's this other thing? Zoom, you know, all of these things add up, but Chrome seems to be quite a hog these days, and that's because you don't need an OS as much anymore. You just run everything in your browser. So those joysticks, do they do zipstick model? Well, I think there's certainly a yellow model, but you might have to make your own, maybe combine a black and yellow. But ZX Renew's in the chat, just ask him right now. Come on, ZX Renew, you're on. So what's this guy? So Grill is a flamethrower, I can see. What happened? Oh, are these the... No, I thought... Oh, I must have just had some guy die. Let's try that again. Okay, so Grill is flamethrower. Flint is a shoot. Motti, I'm not sure what Motti is. It's probably a Molotov cocktail type guy. And you can see they're throwing grenades. That was what was killing me. So we really could do saving up and getting more flints so they can have a ranged attack. How's that? Am I still coming through, everybody, by the way? I was just flipping over to chat just to say hi. Hi! There's a massive delay in my browser window. You know what, actually? I'm gonna go for broke. I'm gonna shut down all my Chromes totally now. So I've shut down all my Chromes. And then I'm gonna load Chrome back up and hopefully be able to resume the YouTube live stream page that it was on and continue with our lives and just get on with the game. Okay, it seems to be fine. So Kevin's there, Floating Fat Man's there. Okay, so it's I can see now the last messages, so I think it's working now. So what is Motti? Oh, mortar. It does tell you, doesn't it, when you click on them? I don't know if you can fire a mortar at an angle. Yes, you can. Good. What is... remember Lero? Isn't that like a Worms game? Wasn't that a Worms clone, but like the old DOS Worms? Just trying to find the keys here. Oh, okay, so we can... rotate. Kind of lose perspective, don't you, when you have it straight on like that? Oh, we're caning this. Although it was the first level, to be fair. We're going to work our way up a little bit. Kevin, how are you this evening? I have to say I'm at least day 2, maybe day 3 into keto, and I'm not missing the carbs again. I tell you what, it's amazing how quickly you can get that sugar out of your system, and as soon as you get it out of your system, it's like you're feeling good again, or relatively. Come on now, let's go. I uploaded 4 videos to YouTube today, cached for next week. Did those ZX Spectrum ones in the week. You know, there's a lot of good stuff happening. And I think you saw today, I did the, Open Hero, that's the one. And you saw this morning, I actually woke up at 4:30 this morning and I was really bleary-eyed, and I thought, okay, let's have a look at the box that Peter ZX Renew sent me, because it's been sitting there for a little while, and I felt it's time to have a look at it. And I didn't open it before because the videos that are going to come out next week actually came technically before this video, because of all the pieces I need to test the joystick out weren't there. There were various things broken. But I've released the joystick video earlier. That's why in the joystick video I mentioned some stuff that hasn't been released yet. Hey Bazza, how's it going? So these guys run around. Oh no, I didn't take into account travel time for my guy to run around. Yeah, as I say, it was up at the crack of dawn, basically playing with the joystick, but it was really nice because it just works really well, and it was fantastic to be able to open it up and see that there were little tweaks and stuff like that that could be made to it. Oh no, this is not good. No! Can I reconfigure these guys? Oh, I think it feels like you should be able to reconfigure them, but yeah, you can. Right, flint. I'm going to need another flint. This is not good. This is not good. Yeah, so it's nice to see that you can reconfigure the joysticks, and depending on how much hardware or effort you want to put into it, I think you can come up with a configuration that suits you. But for me, I'm definitely looking to cut the traces on the PCB for the right auto fire switch and wire it up in such a way that when the auto fire switch is in, it makes the right button jump and disables game over, and disables the up on the joystick, and then when it's out it could just perform in the second fire button configuration it was in. I mean, that's something we never really thought about, but potentially you could have had them wired in parallel, but again, how much effort do you want to put into it really? Without having a circuit in front of you, it's going to be a pain. Hey, Craig! Tell us about your pork, Craig. Tell us about your cheeky bit of pig. Your tasty piggy treat. I was looking at your pictures in the Discord, and I have to say they were very tempting. I see a Discord is flashing up. Oh, it's me, and it's Floating Fat Man talking back to me, so that's fine. We're all in the room. But yeah, I was looking at that. But Bazza, you know, I was just thinking about that, right? When I'm using an arcade stick, I hold the stick in my left hand and the buttons on the right, yeah? Sorry, when I'm using an actual arcade. And when you use a joystick, it's common to hold the joystick with your left hand, isn't it, and waggle with your right. It's funny, isn't it? I guess it's all about your dominant hand. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I'm wondering where you can move these guys. Oh my word, this is not good. So is that how you cooked it? You cook it on cast iron to get the full effect of the pig out. I tell you what, I'm feeling a bit hungry now. Oh, they've got guns and everything. I think that's the problem. Okay, let's step back a little bit. and start to try to figure out what actually we're doing in this game. Because this is level 2 and I'm sucking bad at it. So I think in the top left corner, I think there's waves. Everything comes in waves. I'm going to click refresh level and see if can I pause it. Oh yeah, there is a pause. Right, bugger. Can those sticks supply a few as daily Thompson? They can. They certainly can. I think it's going to be the stick for daily Thompson's decathlon, to be honest with you. So if you look at the top left corner, you have some wave meters and you have a health bar and stuff like that. So there's 12 waves to expect, which is quite the number, isn't it? So I've got the mortar guy coming. Oh look, when the mortar fires, the kind of shrapnel on the floor also deals damage. Oh, look at that. He was doing good there. So mortar might be the way to go. Those big guys can shoot back, though. You can see them shooting at Mortar Man. Can you heal? I don't suppose you can heal. We probably should have sent a flint out. Uh-oh. Come on, shoot him. Oh, I think I'm missing a trick now. Okay, that's it. I can see what you're supposed to do. So you see this map has the high and the low points. And I think if you put your guys in the low points, it protects them. Think about it. Then the person shooting at them has to be pretty accurate. So I think that's the way to go about it. It really feels like it shouldn't be giving me this much trouble. But it is, so fine. Come on now, go. Go. Let's see if these guys do any better now. Can you remember any other games, Floating Fat Man, though, that murdered the sticks back in Deer? Yes. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, we got this. We got this now. Come on, come on, come on. Nice one. I think if this guy can make it over there with his pistol, he'll be doing a good job too. Yes, I think we finally got a combination that makes sense here. Good. Very pleasing. You know what? I could never get on with sports games. The particular sports game was, I believe, it was the California games. I think that was impossible. So it's funny you mentioned Shadow of the Beast, because I really don't remember any good kind of platformers from that 16-bit home computer to days, you know, like the Atari STs and Amigas. They certainly had platformers and they were amazing like when they came out, but they were so eclipsed. I mean, even by the Nintendo 8-bit system, do you remember how good Super Mario 3 was? I think I've mentioned Super Mario 3 as a benchmark, and it's phenomenal though, isn't it? I mean, if you just play that game and you think, wow, that's a game. Oh look, this would be a cool place to put a flaming guy, wouldn't it? Hidden on the corner. Nintendo certainly knew how to do it, and I think if you think about it, Sega with Alex Kidd. I mean, Alex Kidd really wasn't a player, was it? I mean, it was okay, but it certainly wasn't Super Mario level quality. And then Sonic had its own particular style, and it was pretty fantastic. But then on the PC at the time, and certainly the Amiga and Atari, I mean, we could class PC as 16-bit, can't we? I mean, it was. You had Zool, and Zool was absolutely terrible. Hello. That box there, see that white box?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was rudely interrupted. Not particularly. Sonic. Oh, so Sonic killed it. So Sonic was the best one for you, for your tastes. Sonic was a great game, though. I mean, I still love a bit of Sonic, but I play it time to time. But it just doesn't have that depth that the Mario games had. And if you want to go 16-bit, Super Mario World's fantastic. I mean, I think the addition of the overworld from Mario 3, I mean, that was a revolution. That changed the way platformers were constructed, and I think that's what really gives it playability. I mean, Sonic is good for a quick blast, as is Mario and Super Mario World, because you can save the game. But really, if you want to sit down and play it, properly, you really have to focus. I don't think you can bash out a level in Mario, but if you really want to work your way through the whole thing, it's a long old game. Whereas Sonic, I kind of feel it's just a session, isn't it? You can just sit down and do it in a session. Yeah, 15 minutes, Craig. That's probably about it, right? And then what I like to do is I get through the first couple of levels pretty fast, just running, and then as soon as I die, I just turn it off. One life, just this is a one life game for me, because I just don't have that stamina for it. But yeah, no, I still play the old Mario games. RoboCod 2 was good though. Oh my gosh. Mr. PGT Wonder Boy. Oh, it does beat the crap out of Alex Kidd, but Wonder Boy itself wasn't like an amazing series, was it? Wonder Boy was weird. It had a really weird ergonomic, I thought. A really weird kind of... It was just like an early day platformer, but it was very loosely constructed, wasn't it? I mean, you had a lot of fluidity in your way you could handle your character and stuff. Oh, this guy could do some shooting from here, probably. Let's move him up. Dune and Command and Conquer, though. Floating Fat Man, that was it. I remember in university was when I discovered Command and Conquer, but before that I did have Dune 2 and stuff like that on my home computer. But yeah, I think Command and Conquer really took that initial things that Westwood started with Dune and just perfected them, didn't it? I mean, they really had learnt so much, and they managed to keep the speed up by removing some of the elements that did keep Dune a little bit slow on the Dune 2 slow, and that was the necessity to put down the concrete pads. But I do like the direction they did in Command and Conquer. And actually, I think I was playing it in a stream not that long ago, some sort of Red Alert, open source Red Alert that you could get, and that was pretty fantastic too. Okay, my bacon is cooked. Speaking of bacon, it's topical. I'm going to die because all of these mortar guys are just absolutely caning me. Dune was amazing, the French one. You mean the first game? I mean, yeah, that was a fun game, but it was more of a kind of adventure game, wasn't it? Let's just restart. Can we restart? Did I just hit exit game? Look, restart. Oh no, I hit exit game. It's okay. I know what level I was on. Oh, it just continues where you left off. Empire Deluxe. I don't remember Empire Deluxe, but if we're talking about DOS games that I put a lot of hours into, I think it's got to be Civ. I think if you want to consider how many, total cumulative hours spent on one particular game, has to be Civ, because I would sit down and I just remember, like, you see those time lapse montages, and you just see daylight, nighttime, daylight, nighttime, daylight, nighttime. That's me playing Civ. It's amazing, and it's amazing that it still endures so much today. It obviously still finds new fans. It can't just be the same old ones. Okay, mortar's probably a bad move, by the way. I'm going to get some damage on my base now. How many lives do you have? Not sure, but we're going to put a flaming... Come on, go! Right. Look how many mortar guys they come out with there. They've got like 1 million. Right, that's not the right way. But you know what, Floating Fat Man, Mr. PGT, anyone who's played Civ, the thing about it is it better than it should be? I mean, I can't decide. It feels like it's better than it should be. It's such, you say, it's a time thief, but you don't feel like you don't feel cheated, I guess I want to say. You know what I mean? You play it, it's stolen time, but you feel good at the end of that. You don't feel annoyed by it because you feel just a bit tired. I want to hit save and go. You don't rage quit Civ. There's always an avenue. You can always play it a little bit longer. I don't remember ever dying on Civ. I mean, can you die on Civ? I certainly had the most recent one that was 3D, and I just remember just keep playing it, and it ebbs and flows, and you get beaten, but then you can kind of build it back again, and if you just keep persisting, keep grinding, you can get there. Come on now. I'm hoping these guys with the guns can. Come on now, keep going. Got to be a better way to handle these guys with the mortars. Look at them, they're brutal. Oh wow, Mr. PGT. Now, the thing about Elite, right? And I did a video about my favourite games on the BBC Micro, and Elite isn't in it. And the truth of the matter is, I was too young, I think, to play Elite. I mean, I was really into Elite 2. But I certainly didn't play nearly the same amount of Elite 1, and therefore it was not on my list. And I find it really difficult. I really wanted to like it as a kid, and I remember doing a few maps and jumping through a few sectors, but it just didn't have the complexity for me. But what's fascinating is you mentioned the NES version, and some of those later versions looked amazing. But for me, I was a Frontier guy. I really liked Elite 2. And I don't remember really. I've got that new one here, Dangerous or whatever it's called. I don't remember really putting that much time into it. I remember getting fancy controllers set up for it and everything like that. But maybe again, it could be a result of my PC not being able to really get the best out of that game. I mean, it might be something I might revisit. It's a bit like Flight Simulator. I really wanted to play that one, but unfortunately my hardware just wasn't quite good enough. I'm not sure what we can do on this map, to be honest with you. It's brutal. I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah, I think Fatman, I think you're right. I think some games definitely haven't stood the age of time. The age of time? Does that even make sense? The passing of time. It's not necessarily been kind to them. I think the trick might be if you've got these guys with guns that you might need to separate them out a bit, so when the guys who lob their flaming balls of anger at you don't get splash damage. That's what I'm hoping here. Mr. PGT, I think that Dangerous is okay. I think you need the right kind of stick. I made my own stick for it. It's one of my videos with all of the different axes and stuff that I really required to be able to play it properly. I think you just get bored of the grind. I'll give you an example. There's a game called, I think it's Everspace on a Nintendo Switch, and it's all the essentials of Elite without the grind. So imagine the trading part removed, and the necessity to write down what should go where and what planets have what, interest rates and Excel spreadsheet stuff. Everspace does that, and it's really good. So it's kind of it's like a rogue game, because it's a semi-linear experience through the world. So you start through the world. So it automatically generates this A to B, and you're trying to get to the end of the sector. And as you go through the sector, it's sort of pseudo randomly generated. It's got a beautiful engine that generates all of the graphics and the worlds and the planets and the bad guys. And then when you die, it resets the whole game, but you get to keep your money. But before you can start the game, if you start the game without spending the money, you lose it. So you use the money to buy upgrades and to your player and ship and rangers. So every time you do a run, they call it a run through the game, you accrue experience and money that you can then use on your further runs. So as you play through it, if you do like, I don't know, about 20 runs in, 30 runs in, you start to be able to get like a load of ships that become really kick-ass. But the difficulty of the game is just such that it's always harder than you think. You really still have to be amazingly good, and it's got its own lore, as in LORE and also LAW, I suppose, that makes it super interesting. So I'd say definitely check it out if you can. Alright guys, we got to start getting a bit serious here, because this is starting to really annoy me. What do we need to do to try to bloody tackle these stupid computer players? And I say stupid as if they're the stupid one. It's me not being able to defeat them. Come on. I'm just wondering if I do something to move these characters. But you see, these big guys that can throw mortars. So where can you position yourself that you can avoid a mortar? The only thing I can think of is maybe if you could get a guy down here. So you're basically camping on their spawn point, so that as soon as they come out, you're whacking them. I mean, I'll try that one. So pirates, I have not tried pirates. Okay, we've got the guys. Oh my god, that guy was just wasted. Like literally, he just got totaled. Come on. It's like we literally can just afford the cheapest guys, and we're just building them in response to the getting wiped out. It might work though. It might work as a strategy. Not a great strategy, but we're on wave 7 of 15. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Didn't Rob, weren't you a player, an Eve player? If I'm not mistaken. Rob says try Alt F4 to make it a fuller screen. I'll try it, but if it breaks, it's your fault. Is Alt F4 quit? Did I just shut down the game? Rob, is that what Alt F4 does? How could I not know that? Oh my word. Now, I don't know if you can get Everspace on PC, but I suspect you can, and they're bringing out an Everspace 2. If it's cheap on Steam or something, I'd certainly consider it. In fact, why don't we have a look? Everspace. Rob, you're a git, you are. Making me... That's nightmare. To be honest with you, when we logged into that game, it showed that I'd got to level 35, and I can't beat level 2 right now. I'm going to say it's because I'm a level 35 player, the computer's increased the difficulty. Oh, it's VR supported as well. But look at this game, it's so fun. Yeah, Custado evening. Yeah, win some hacks. RM minus RF. Sudo RM minus RF /star. That should do the trick. But yeah, give this a try. If there's any other, there's like a TIE Fighter style ship there. If there's anybody who has played Everspace, I'd like to know your opinion on it. But if you haven't, definitely try it. And if you're going to get a version of it, you can get it on the Switch, and you can get it on a proper Switch cartridge too, which is pretty cool. Leg all fixed, Castano. You taking the mic? I want to see if there's just a way that I can cheat now. Random default. Easy. Is there a hint? Let me see if there's a hint here. I could do with a hint. Okay. Change game speed. No, I'm not seeing a hint. What's that thing do? Oh, that's a top-down view. What's the criteria where you charge up, though? What charges up your ability to get new guys? Where's your income coming from? I'm just going to look here. New enemy alert. Grunt pistol. Shoots as it passes by. It is actually telling you stuff about these guys. Yeah, I don't think I've got money coming in. You only get money, I think, once you start basically shooting these guys. So you better start. The flaming guy seems to spend a lot of time turning. I think that's the issue we've got there. You had COVID. Oh my word. You don't want to get that. How do you did you have COVID as in have it, or you had a test and it went away? JJXB, how's it going? Not seen you for a while. Bob the bomb blows up when close to one of your units. Oh, so one of these guys, they just blow up. It's not very nice. I think saving up for flamey guys, good idea. Oh my. The flame guys definitely are a massive asset to have. Come on guys, keep it up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, kill him, I can get another flint guy. That's it. Get those squeaking guys. Get them till the pips squeak. I'm almost tempted to save my game now. Can you actually save your game? No. That would be a cheat at this point. Everything tastes of nothing. But did you had the flu-like symptoms? Because otherwise, I've had a cold all week. Yeah, so I don't feel it was probably COVID. In other words, right? You see what I mean? Do you get me? Or do you think that were your symptoms more fluish or were they more coldish? I guess I'm asking in a really unclear way. Look, they got rocket guys now. I'm a rocket man. So I'm used to tower defense games though, really, where you set characters up and you don't have to move them, but I have a nasty feeling this game is expecting you to reposition your assets on the fly, which is why it's a bit cumbersome right now. Okay, there we go. So Mr. PGT, I tell you what, I was in quarantine, right, for 2 weeks. And when I got out of quarantine, literally the day that I was out of quarantine, I woke up with a bad throat, a really sore throat. And then that persisted to the next day, plus the inclusion of a cough, and then all the cough, and then the snot, and then the thing. And I'm kind of down to just a mild sore throat now. And that's sort of thing that you sort of get curious at. You go, well, was that COVID? Oh, and I just see here these pastilles that Costado I think gave me. I was just about to take one, and then I remembered I'm on keto, so I don't want to imbue any additional sugar. Are you sure? Stardo, what would you do? What would you have me do? You saw me like restart this level 200 times, but I think we're on to something that seems to be doing the trick now, don't you? I think the repositioning of the assets is a good idea. Look, so they just avoid getting hit. That's something we weren't doing before, but we definitely did this time round. Stardo's, you're having a hot flush. Is that because you're having your male menopause now? I think the problem is, I think we're all going to be getting normal colds, like I did. I think it's just a normal winter cold. God knows how it got into my household. As I said, I was in quarantine anyway, and I didn't leave the house, not even the garden, for 2 weeks. So it's very annoying. I blame it on the kids. It's the kids, isn't it? They go to school, come back, bringing in their germs. Okay, let's see what these guys can do. Yes. That's better. Come on. Are they going to get totally caned now? Come on now. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I lost too much time repositioning them. The problem is those guys, the bad guys, have a super range. They're really going for it. I think some flamers on the corner. Okay, that's my practice. Let's do this now. Well, we had a thing in the email. Post is so old-fashioned. That one of the kids had the COVID, so. They're not in the year that my kids are at, so they've isolated them and everything, and it's still just school as usual. Here we go. I would have murdered though for some Sinutabs, I tell you what. I would have murdered for some Sinutabs yesterday. It was felt like that hay fever type pressure in your head. Go, go, go! Is this working? What happens? Can the flamer still flame even if you've got a guy in front of it? That's what I'm wondering. MRSA as well in officers, yeah. What happened to MRSA? Is it still around or it's just eclipsed now? It's not in vogue anymore. No, we've lost the flame guy. The flame guy was good. We're going to get another one back. This protective wall idea seems a good strategy, actually. We're already on wave 7 of 15. Whoa, I can afford loads of stuff. I can afford a guy with a rocket launcher now. That's so cool. The rocket guy does a good job. Look at that. Oh, he missed. Hang on, look at the guys. They seem to be shooting, trying to aim for the guys that are behind the wall. So he's acting as a good distraction at the minute. Now Rocketeer Ricky, he was having some argy-bargy there with their Rocketers, but let's see how they fare when they get around the corner to find all of the mob waiting for them. I'm saving him there at the top, because I think when they come around the corner he'll be able to shoot at them. Yeah, he can. He's the backup now. Giving me a lot of options now. Where are we now? 11 of 15. It's all happening. Mr. PGT, you're going to work now. What is it? 6:30? My word. Can't you enjoy your Sunday? I tell you what, the day's gone so... Because I woke up so early, I remember looking at the clock and it was like 1 p.m, but it felt like 5. Do you know, it's just like, oh my god, the day was going so slowly. And it's not that I want to wish the day away, but at the same time, I kind of did. It felt like it'd been going on long enough. I should have gone out for a walk or something. So you saw there I did reposition my assets. Look at this. I think once you can get enough rocket guys stationary. Hey Howard, how's it going? Last wave. Get those squeakers. Well, Floating Fat Man, it makes... Yeah, at some point, if you've been working at home for the best part of a year, at some point, is there a need to go into the office? Does it actually make sense to anybody now? Oh, look at that. That was a good map. Compared to the second one, that seemed a breeze. ZX Renew, yeah, you know, you can do some... It's nice to spend a bit of time at home, so you could do a staycation. Oh, just found some Nivea chapstick. Don't mind if I do. No! Okay. Chapstick terror. I feel a bit more lubricated now. That's going to benefit the gameplay. Pick new level. Yeah, I mean, we've had an office lease now for the best part of a year, and the problem is you kind of keep thinking, okay, the COVID's going to go away, the COVID's going to go away, we should keep the office. But yeah, every month you're doing that, you know, I guess you should be quite decisive at the beginning. Excuse me for a minute, I'm going to moisturise because I feel very dry in this room. I can't see anything. Oh god. And the longer you leave it, of course, the worse it is. So I guess if you know there's hard times ahead, it would have been easy to get rid of that office, and potentially we knew we wouldn't need an office anyway, and certainly because of COVID it would be super easy to get a new one because there must be loads of offices available right now. So I don't know, I still liked going in, even though it was only me, it would only be me who went in, I still kind of liked it, the peace of it. Oh, this is a tricky one. How do we deal with this? How do you know? Oh, there's a sort of flame that shows you which one they're coming out of. Maybe we need the top-down view. don't know what that blue thing is. Maybe it's some sort of treasure? What does that mean? Freeze. Oh, it's like a buff. Oh no. Come on, guys. Oh shit. It's my fault. It just shows you really need to reposition your assets when you can. We need more flamey guys. Let's try it. There we go. So Craig, your new job is permanently home-based. I mean, I think if you're an employer, it probably helps you find people, doesn't it? If you just offer that as well right away. Concentrating. Let's do this. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, the flamethrower guys are really bad at tracking. That's the problem. If they have to follow somebody, they won't shoot it because while they're following, they're not shooting. They're not doing a spray shot. Hey Sam, how's it going? I'm doing good. Hopefully you are. I'm playing this Cube Men. Ha! Floating Fat Man. Why not? We used to have loads of meetings at the pub. I tell you what, that's one thing I miss is our meetings, because often we'd meet in mutually inconvenient places in the UK or around the world, and we would have meetings in hotel lobbies, restaurants, anywhere, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter. But I miss that face-to-faceness of it. Last week I put on my Zoom and put on my camera. I set up the green screen as part of my getting a bit of mojo back. I set up the green screen, and I have to say it made a huge difference, and I tried to make sure every meeting I was in I put my camera on, even though most people don't, and it made me start to feel a bit part of the real world again. And I think people appreciate that face-to-face, so I'm certainly going to be trying to emulate that as best as I can going forward. Are we doing good? Are we doing good? We're on 12 of 20. That's exactly. Oh, that's very kind of you, Sam. Very kind of you. So, I don't know how long we've been at this. We've probably been 20 minutes playing into this, have we now? It's good. It's not a bad game. So I want a Ricky though. A Ricky as the rocket launcher. Rocket launcher Ricky. I have no idea where the bad guys are going to come out of next. I think all of the things are illuminated, which means that they could come out of all of them basically. Oh yeah, they kind of are. Oh, this is like they're going nuts now. Oh my word, look at this. It's carnage. Oh, a team huddle, that's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, that's something I started trying to make sure start calling the various members of the team who report to me or report next to me as often as I can, and it's easy. You're right. Once you start missing even just 1 day or 2 days, that communication breaks down. I think people start to feel isolated. Once they get isolated, they start feeling miserable, and then they go into this spiral of doom. And I think I've been in a spiral of doom for about 2 months now, and it's been brutal. But I'm getting out of it now. I feel out. I'm at kind of. I feel that the mojo is coming back, and that's important. You don't want to just be going through life doing the motions, do you? You want to be enjoying it, and that's something that this bloody pandemic can do to you, can't you? You don't get to see your family or your relatives, and it makes you appreciate that time that you spent with them did have value. Absolutely has value. Right, look at this. I think we're getting near the end game here. I don't think I've got room to position any people other than starting to bring them into the enemy areas, so let's do that, I guess. There we go. My guys are now like really at the gate, so this is the last wave. Hopefully things won't go pear-shaped. Oh, we're still good. We're still good. I think that's it. Done. Oh, floating fat man. I feel your pain. I was thinking about this today, right? And I was imagining a certain structure in the software, and you know, it's like an array. And I was just thinking, if I had to explain or just ask a new joiner to implement it as a binary tree to speed it up or whatever, I'm imagining that blank stare looking at me, and then I'm just sort of thinking, so how would you move on from that? How do you articulate what you want? And I think the problem we've got from that generation who did code as a kid, you know, and then maybe you went to college or uni and you did coding there, you kind of really know how to code from a fundamental level on how the machine works. If you're doing it in DOS, remember DOS assembler? PC assembler, interrupt 20H and all that. I mean, that was brilliant stuff. But it gave you a knowledge of how the whole bloody thing really fits together that you don't get if you... I mean, we're not even talking a generation that grew up with Fox Pro or C or Pascal or anything. We're talking they're just using like JavaScript, or not even that, but entire frameworks like Ruby on Rails or something, and you're like, how can you even explain certain concepts when a language like that doesn't have the concept necessarily? Look, I really cocked this up, by the way. That was the worst type of guy to put there. Consumed all the budget with no discernibly useful firepower. But I think you get me. You get my grief, my grievance with it all. Oh, Custado, B-Tree, come on, man. You're going to make me tear up thinking about where we've come from. Yeah, I feel it's like, right? I'm not saying I'm like a NASA engineer or Concorde engineer, but think of those guys in the 60s who literally sent men to moon. And I'm not being sexist, it just happened to be men at the time that they sent. And those engineers who built Concorde and all of those sort of programs have disappeared now, more or less, and you've got new people coming, but you think all of that engineering skill and know-how is lost, and I guess in some degree, they probably just had a few people enough to be able to keep the space programs going. So the space programs never stop, but you'll never be able to build a Concorde, for example, again right now. So it's the same, isn't it? It's where they had this gap in the market. There was a massive need for software developers around 2008, I think, and the salaries were getting crazy. And basically they were just teaching people in boot camps just enough, you know what I mean, just enough to get going. So it'd be like literally 2 weeks of Java, 2 weeks thing. And I knew this at the time because a few years earlier I was working for Capgemini, and I noticed that all of the new developers, none of them had a programming background. They were getting them super cheap and they were just training them right away in whatever the customers needed. So it could be Visual Basic, it could be Fox Pro, it could be Power Builder, where else do we have? All of those things. And they were just easy to train them and get them going. And I think that tells you all you need to know about software infrastructure projects, really. They literally were hiring people just because they were cheap and malleable, and they only just about needed enough to do the job, or a job. So if you have an issue, you're almost guaranteed to be stuffed, right? Because they won't have that problem solving ability. They're just literally only capable of writing very limited chunks of code and hopefully going through the process of testing it, debugging it, whatever, you know, following corporate process. So they didn't want thinkers, they just wanted drones, and that's pretty crap. And as a result, you get this issue in the market where you do have companies through acquisition or whatever, they buy things, and there's a big name companies who do this, and they're never going to support that software that you buy from them. If you have an issue with it, they don't even have the programmers or the dev teams to even take care of that stuff for you. It just doesn't exist. It's not on their radar. Come on now. Come on, lads. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit distracted by the game, but that's supposed to get distracted by the game, right? I'm just setting some guys on the move here. I wish I did that earlier, actually. If you send people, look, you can send them over virtually just so you're hovering over their base. Oh my god, where's he going? Look at the path he's following. Look at that, that's brilliant. I'm just mesmerised, but these guys ran over here, and it makes me think, why isn't the enemy going up that way? And could the enemy go up that way if they wanted to? It's a bit of a worry. Doesn't matter. So Rob, you worked at Capgemini as well. Oh my gosh. It's Floating Fat Man. Well, it was a woman who got the men to moon. Okay, great. Custado, I learnt something new. You follow a rational course at Capgemini. Didn't really make you want to do there. We've lost the source code. Actual quote. Yeah, and do you know what they do? I'll tell you how they do it. You get. So these companies will acquire other companies, and they'll have founders of those companies who probably are, could be brilliant people, and they've invented a piece of software that the market really loves. And then they're given, $100,000, £1 million, £1 million, whatever it is, £1 million. That's a big money for their software, and you don't expect them to necessarily hang around forever. So they need to build up a team with the new company potentially. So if they're absorbed into that bigger company, and they might have to build a team using that company's resources and that company's culture, and it might not gel, and I mean, how motivated are they? Well, they'll probably have a tie-in, so they'll have to stay with that company for a few years. Their salaries will they won't get their full payout. They won't vest their whatever until. What was that? Did they just drop a bomb on me? Until that time has elapsed. So what happens is when they eventually just bugger off, like literally after the time is gone and they think, okay, I can't stand working at this company, I'm just going to go take my money and run, they just leave a massive mess. And that's why you see those softwares just stagnate too. There's a lot of software written in Java. Now tell me anybody in the chat. Now I know a lot of people like Java and a lot of people think, but when you find entire applications written in Java that are probably about 10-20 years old now, I can guarantee you that is going to be one of these projects, one of these dead projects. What the heck? I can't figure out where the bad guy's going to come. This is horrible. Look at this map, it's horrible. I'm just going to send some assets out and then figure out where they're going afterwards. Because you know that there's nobody in their right mind is writing anything new in Java, right? No one's writing applications that aren't cloud or web-based, or certainly will not want to transition to it. So if you've got a Java program, it means that it's basically sitting there on maintenance at that point. It's on maintenance. So that's almost guaranteed that it's end of life. And especially if you've got to consider how many coders there really are learning it. Who wants to learn it? Okay, we're doing alright, by the way. And I know there's a good argument. We're going to say this now that for like me, I do a lot of coding in all languages. I don't care, right? I'll pick up a language and I'll run with it. But I think we're talking about the exceptions now. We are the good coders. I'm talking about the people that are being employed by these big companies, right? Who do not have that background, so they just learn, those small subset of skills. So if you've got a guy doing C#, how can you transition them into using a web framework, for example, or AWS? You're going to build the whole serverless infrastructure in AWS. It takes some effort to do that. No matter how gifted you are, it's quite a pain to pick up stuff like AWS, I find. Oh my gosh, Floating Fat Man, so you've been on the same project for 22 years. Last two been working on moving it from VB6 to JavaScript. So it's literally out of the frying pan into the fire. And it's probably based on some decisions that were made like a million years ago. Did I just get a bad guy in my base? The audacity of it. I'm hoping I can make use of a sniper. Here we go. Rocket guys. I'm a rocket man. Snipers would be good though, wouldn't it, if I could have a whole bunch of snipers. Oh, the sniper's reload time or whatever is really slow though. Come on, guys. We're doing alright, we're doing alright. Embedded C++ controlling massive machinery. Right, so you've got an embedded systems team as well on the go. Win some hacks, it is. But I work in cloud software, and you have to just keep on top of it all the time. But I guess I kind of rest my case though, right? If you want some people who are any good, you're going to need full stack developers, as they like to call themselves. Where's the rocket guy, by the way? I do like the rocket guys. Full stack developers with. Oh my word! Sorry, I've got to focus. Come on. We got problems in me hole. There we go. Get up here, boys. What were we at? We're wave 13 already out of 20. We're doing good now. Kevin, I hear you on that one. Fortunately, I you know, it's interesting. You know, if you work out people's issues in their organisation, sometimes it's just down to a bit of process. It doesn't necessarily need software all the time. And I've seen that in the past actually, where I've worked at places where people think the solution is to buy another package, to buy another CRM, to buy another thing, and you're like, well, no, it's just culturally. You need to be able to get people to change because they're just not going to. It's not no matter how much you spend on software, it's not going to work if you can't make sure that people are going to use it in the right way, or it helps them in whatever it is that's causing the current issue. And I guess that's really worse too if it's like different departments and things who control the budget, or you know, people who don't understand. Oh. I think a lot of the time it is decisions get made for people outside of their control, isn't it? Oh, look at this. We're getting there now. Oh, Floating Fat Man, what VB is it? Is it VB6? That was the best. For me, I love VB6. When it went to any other later incarnation was awful and I hated it, but VB6 was where it was at. The computer's mean. They're dropping bombs on me. Where's that walking guy? Yeah, that's where I need you. That's where I want you. I wants ya and I needs ya. There we go. Come on, let's go. Oh my word. Sam, I reckon, you know, the thing with Amazon is, right? I'm pretty sure Amazon has their own culture of software development and curated teams, and they clearly have. If you deal with even Google, to be honest with you, like they're a bit lame compared to Amazon. Like AWS or Google Cloud Services, they got some good people there, and I suspect maybe some of that culture just rubs off on their logistics and distribution, or certainly they've acquired the right companies to have the right culture in those departments. Absolutely, Floating Fat Man. VB6 was my go-to. VB6, or all the VBs to be honest with you, but was my go-to for rapid development. I could just knock out so many things. I did a lot of like research using that, and people using C and all of the usual things, because in research you don't need performance often, right? So why bother with it? VB6, I could just knock the application out in a few days, run it, let it grind over a weekend, get my result and move on. Or if I wanted to show a customer what the user interface would be, but I built whole systems in VB. I can't believe how good it was and how badly eroded it got when it went to .NET. There was something bad about that. And then when you go to web development, it's a whole level of ball ache, isn't it? It really... The problem is you've got to juggle, you know, and if you got your framework, or if you're not using a framework, you've got your JavaScript front end and then your processing back end that's going to be PHP or whatever you want to use. If you're going to use a framework like Rails and all that, you've got to understand how that whole mess works. It's a little bit like the serverless technology on the AWS. You've got to understand so much stuff, or be constrained by the limits of that language or framework. VB6 was the equivalent of a BBC Micro. You turn it on, it's ready to work. You do your thing, hit go, bang, done. It works fine. You'd run the setup program that make the setup files, send it to your customer, finish, move on in your life. I don't know, Kevin. How it depends how long you've got to wait, I suppose, before the project's finished. Personally, I'd like to see a project finished. But then if it's a super long-standing project, is it realistic to see it finished? Because, you know, I'm guessing you could have projects that are... oh no, I built the wrong guys. The flamethrower guys. It's kind of not what I wanted. Yeah, if it's going to be years, then yeah, clearly it doesn't make any sense for you to keep hanging around. But if you're talking a few months... Winsome Max, absolutely, you got it. Nothing is like nothing is like nothing. So your developers need to be so skilled in all of those, and often your developers also need to know the underlying OS, because they'll be responsible for some of that configuration management. You know, they could be one CH mod away from allowing full annihilation of your system. There's a lot to consider. Come on now, let's do this. Those flaming guys are actually doing a lot better than you'd initially think, aren't they? I'm just noticing, if you've got a guy on a square, it does slow down the bad guys a little bit, but then they obviously are just pummeling through them eventually. Come on, guys. Shame you can't direct fire. Or can you? No, I don't think you can. Kevin, yeah, I agree, but there's certainly you could certainly. I mean, if you're running the setup script thing that would put in all the DLLs and stuff, I mean, that would be fine. And in VB6, you could always include your specific DLLs in the root of the program, so it wouldn't have to use the system DLLs. So you could get around it. But yeah, I guess there's always configuration management is always an issue with any software, really, isn't it? People think the cloud one doesn't have it, but it's only because then you're just relying on a different set of people. Your sysadmins now are taking over the work that your software team would have had to do before. Trying to work out how we can get these bad guys. Maybe this could be a configuration that might work. Oh no, they can't reach him. Win some hacks. I'm not even going to talk about Docker. What a bloody nightmare is Docker. Docker is definitely not production ready software. It is a ball ache when it goes wrong. My word. I definitely wouldn't advise anybody do anything serious with bloody Docker. Come on now, come on now, come on now. Give me some more grills or anything. Whew, this is getting tense. There we go. With today's sort of hardware, I almost wonder if it's worth it using Docker or just using a VM. But it's almost going out. We're shifting to cloud stuff now. You're not going to need it as much, for sure. Why would you bother with Docker? You could just spool up an entire server, right? You could just have an instance running whatever you want. Link that. Be done with it. Do you want me to turn off the music? Here we go. I'll turn the music off. It's fine. Oh look, no, there's different themes, look. There we go, different tune for you. Sorry, Rob. You should have mentioned it. Yeah, I think that bit, Kevin, as you say, as you move up though within the responsibility, it does become less about the coding, right? Oh, look at these rocket guys; they're really nailing the hell out of it. Can you imagine what this looks like from top? You just don't get to see anything that's going on. I'm filling it up with these grills, but I could do with a few flints, I think. Is it the same music? Here. There you go, that's totally different music. No, I agree though, I want to turn off the music. All I hear in my ears is the bloody music. Look at that. Level 11. Sorry, wave 11. Have we got this? Do you think this is the winning strategy? Oh, it seems so quiet now. Pink mouse. Let's go back to ZX81's pink mouse. That ZX81. What do you think? Come on, pink mouse. Let's talk ZX81. Let's talk ZX81. Kevin's getting in on it. Come on. What do you think? What do you think of your ZX81? Are you proud? Are you proud it lives on? Ready to be the experiment of a brain overhaul if the parts come this week. I'm going to be augmenting it, shoving in things which shouldn't be shoved. ZX Renew was in there, Rob. He might still be here. Yeah. What did you think today? What did you think of today's video, by the way? Anybody here? What did you think of today's video? Did you watch it? I mean, do you watch any of these videos? I kind of like to think you do, but then I do know there's a cohort who just watch the streams, so I don't want to make any assumptions. What's Ricky do? Rockets. Ricky the Rocketeer. I'm a rocket man, floating fat man. You're making me tear up, but not a tear on my face. Oh, what, Rob? One telly? Have you only got one telly, or you want to wait till you get the good telly to watch me? I get that. That makes more sense. I'll only watch you on the good telly. I hear ya. You know it's the computers getting desperate when they start dropping the bombs. But it ain't gonna work. So I've got a rocket guy running to a square which really is going to leave him vulnerable, but maybe I'm just taking the fight lower now. That's potentially what's happening, so it probably is okay. So I've got rocket guys now on these. I think they've taken people out before they get too near. Let's see. We'll know now because we've got them here. Come on, rocket guys. Oh no, so Kevin, what killed it? Did the yeah, you did, Costado, fair enough. You did. So Kevin, was it the glue that killed it, or do you see what I mean? I'm not sure what would kill it as in the attempt to super glue it. Do you see what I mean? Do you think it affected it electrically, or you were just, it was on when you were trying this and it somehow broke? Ruining your life. You've ruined my life, Sinclair. See, bloody Git. Woohoo! Congratulations! What are you thinking, Yuri? Are you thinking of the what's this called again? Pixel 5. Do you like my case? I got me case on there. I got me little magnet sticky thing placed down here so I can still do the wireless charging, and of course the Gorilla Glass screen protector on top of the screen. I'm most pleased. You got glue on the edge connector. I don't know if that would kill it though, right? Sir Clive, Sir Clive, Sir Clive. You love him, don't you, floating fat man? You loved him. Is he still alive? I think Sir Clive is still alive. Sir Clive is alive, is alive, is alive. Sir Clive is alive, is alive, is alive. Sir Clive is alive, is alive, is alive. He's alive 'cause he ain't dead yet. This looks good. It's like a W. My son used a really funny expression today, and I'm trying to remember what it was called. He used an expression to describe, obviously, dying through aging. But what did he call it? Like age quit or something. Whatever it was. It was funny. I thought it was funny. Right, let's get this red crate. I don't know what the red crates give you. DE. And it doesn't tell you when you hover over it, rather annoyingly. SD card slot. What do you need that for? Come on. You've got cloud storage now. It's all about the cloud. It's a brave new world with just a handful of RAM. We'll start all over again. Oh, D is damage. Nice. That's like a damage buff. Think of all the OS updates coming out your arse. What's that? What's that? He's lost his marbles. Well, we're all getting that way. Gonna slow you bad guys down. Slow you down to Chinatown. Do it. David Essex. Is that your favourite one? Didn't David Essex, he played the infantryman though, didn't he? And the guy who played the yeah, that was the infantryman's song. Actually, what am I thinking about? I really like though the new guy, the Kaiser Chiefs guy. I think he is absolutely amazing at that role. It's literally the role he was made to play. Yeah, but I know it's someone else's computer. That's fine. It's someone else whose job and billion-dollar infrastructure is designed to keeping that computer running. Unlike my piece of crap computer here, which breaks every bloody other day. So yeah, I'm happy to pay Google to look after it for me. I think they only charge like £5 a year or something for like a terabyte. It's something ridiculous. It's so cheap, it's like a joke. I just tell everyone, just pay it. You know, they always ask me, oh, should I get the Google Cloud Storage? It's like, absolutely. Maybe they'll put it up one day, but worry about it then. But at least by then you might be able to get a bigger hard disk to take up all your stuff. Pink Mouse, the artilleryman, yeah. But don't you like the guy who's Thin Lizzy? What was the Thin Lizzy guy played? I can't remember the name of the character though. The Parson? I'm trying to remember some of the words of a bloody song now. No, Nathaniel, no. What did he sing though? Oh yeah! That's a great song, isn't it? And it's got that weird thing where it warps his voice, it morphs it. I love that. Oh my god! Isn't he Floating Fat Man? Marty Pello. He He doesn't have it. You need more oomph, right, for that role. I was saying that to somebody, and we were kind of like not in disagreement, total disagreement. You know, they're giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying he's terrible in it, but you definitely need a bit more. £9 per month, Fury. Oh my God, that's how Dropbox is still staying alive. That's expensive. Yeah, the spirit of man, absolutely, Bazza. That's it, the spirit of man. But oh, Marty Pello. There's a bit where he sings it as well, and it's like, I'll have to get on video. I'm going to get on video, Playin Fat Man, and clip that piece out of it and say this is the bit where he sounds particularly weird to me. I don't know if it's the right way. Marty Pello just wasn't right, says Kevin. Marty Pello. Marty Pello. Oh dear. Getting a bit snotty now. Listen, can you hear them drawing near? I think that's about much of the lyric I could just remember. It just crept into my head. Listen, can you hear them drawing near? Do 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 do. Ah, that's awesome though, isn't it? Awesome. Oh, the Thunderchild track, isn't he? I can't remember the band he's in. He's a rock singer though, isn't he? I mean, he's okay. I think he could have a bit more charisma on it, but he's all right. Thunderchild's such a great track though, isn't it? Do 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 do. But yeah, actually, guys. The War of the Worlds Next Generation, yeah. If you listen to the album, it's different. It's a different cast, and it's really cool. It's got like Maverick Sabre, Gary Barlow in it, Joss Stone. I mean, the album is really good too. Like, it's definitely worth picking up. The touring cast and the album cast are different. And I don't know if for the first lot if they were. And what's really weird, have a look where you might be able to find a clip of it or something when Jason Donovan was the artilleryman, because there was a bit of a period where he was playing that, and it's a bit. I don't think it's weird. I guess because we get used to it, right? You get used to something now. But yeah, it's just different. Give it a go, because he was doing Joseph, wasn't he, in the Technicolor Dreamcoat thing for Yonks. So I guess he would be used to doing stuff. No one could have believed that in the last half of the 19th century human affairs were being watched from the... Blah, 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 blah. But you know what I don't like in the new version? The way, what's his name, Neeson? Little did we know we were being scrutinized. Scrutinized. He's not saying scrutinized the way I would expect it to be said. But I'm from London, what do I know? You know, we say things differently. Oh, I just heard something. Was that an eBay sound on my phone? The old eBay sound. I hope that's me telling me that I'm winning something. The guy who gave Tim Minchin. No one knew that in the latter half of the 19th century that Tim Minchin... It wasn't as quite a comedy performance I'd expect Tim Minchin to be delivering. Come on! Get him! Woo! Oh, there we go. Let me just... I'm developing a crook leaning over it. I don't know why am I leaning in so much. I can just sit back, relax my shoulders. There you go. You can still hear me. Ah, that's better. Is there any video of the original, though, stage cast? Yeah, Bazza, the Ricky Wilson, though, right? Mwah! I saw it at the O2. And, you know, we watched it the other night on YouTube. It was exactly like that. He gave the same performance, same consistency, but the layout was slightly different. So he was doing a bit more running around, I think, in the O2. But it was just so dynamic and full of energy. He's just bombing around that thing. And you think, yeah. He knows his stuff. Wasn't he on The Voice or something? He was doing all those sorts of shows as well. I don't watch those, so I really don't know. But if I knew he was on them, I'd have probably given them a go. Do you see what I mean? Because I thought he seemed like a guy who actually can deliver the goods, you know? He's like the milkman. He can deliver the goods. What's a DAP? Yuri, what's a DAP? I don't know what that is. Costardo, it could be the weight of the hoodie, but I'm wearing headphones and stuff underneath it, so it could be all of that. It could be that I just have lost the use of my streaming muscles, and it's going to take time to build them up, build up that stamina. You know, like people who they're trying to become a Twitch affiliate or something, they're always on Twitch nagging you. Twitch, I'm on 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 Twitch. It's trying to get some sort of partnership, affiliateship with Twitch. Drive you nuts. That being said, though, I have renewed my Twitch. No, only joking. I really can't. I think the problem is when you're doing the Twitch streams, right? It's like you're doing it to make money. When they're doing to get the affiliate stuff, they're really like trying hard to. Oh no! We're losing abilities here. We need to send some guys out. Oh my word! He's pummeling me. He's pummeling my back doors in. There we go. Phew. Digital audio player, Yuri. Ah, okay, fair enough. The set! Oh my god, Bazza, the set! So if you look at the original stage sets, they're like just cardboard painted, and they're okay, and they're steampunk looking. But that last set, when that thing just comes down over you, right, and it's there, and then, you know, when the big tripod-y thing does its fire, you could feel it. Every time it did that thing, it was just like you could feel the bloody flames, and they drop all the leaf things on the sky during the Forever Autumn. It was amazing. I'll tell you what, it's amazing. And if you haven't seen it, go see War of the Worlds tour. It's just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Right, are we playing any more of this, or am I going to go and see my kids and tuck them into bed? I don't normally like to do it because I can see that we still have all of the viewers, or at least all of the same amount of viewers. Okay, it says there's 20 viewers right now, but only 6 likes. Go on, smash that like button. I want to see it go from 6 to 20, which is literally 0.00001% of the viewers and likes that a channel like Ashen or something will get. So at least give me my bloody 20 likes, you scum. Okay, yeah, Costardo. Yeah, obviously don't go to see it now. Go to see it when COVID is over, or at least contained. Hey, there's 21 people looking now, and I don't see the the lights went up. Fair enough. Okay, I'll let you off. I'll let you off. Should we do one more? How about one more? What are we going to talk about for this last map? Old Man Andrew. Hello. How are you, Mark? Which Mark are you? Are you my brother Mark, or are you another Mark I know? There's too many Marks in this world. There's too many something, too many Marks. Come on. Or are you like a cousin? Or are you a colleague? Can I hover over a user and see who they are? Let me just try that. No. YouTube's useless. YouTube's useless. Oh yeah, I know what I want to talk about. I was watching something the other day that I think you will approve of. Terrorhawks. Who watched Terrorhawks? Mark Bust Stuffs. Oh, is that it? Is that Mark? Mark fixes stuff, Mark. I can't tell from the little picture. It looks like a little Warhammer picture on my screen. It's tiny. It's a teeny tiny. I guess you're joining the stream, Mark, to congratulate me on my amazing hack of ZX3 News joystick. Oh, and I'm getting totally blitzed now. That's no good. That's no good. That's no good. It's not good in the hood. Come on, go get it. Fetch, 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 fetch. Get the box. Yeah, how many? Yeah. So Terrorhawks. Let's talk about Terrorhawks now. I'm kind of forgetting as we're even like talking about it, the name of the characters. But you had what was his name? That guy. He was sort of useless, and then you had the really weird, creepy. Sort of, was it Younglings or something? Youngstar. Was it Youngstar? Go on, you need to type some names of these characters in. You got to remind me of who these bloody people were. Oh my word! It's kind of scary, isn't it? It's kind of a creepy cartoon show. It also needs a USB board, Castano. That's easy. You could do that one. You could knock that out yourself. Do you want an Atari to USB board? You could buy that, or use one of my Ultimate Joystick boards. I wouldn't advise it for that purpose because you'd have to do a lot of configuration for something quite simple. Right, what have I just... Was he a rocketer? Yes. He's a rocket man. Rocket man! Yes, yes, yes. I packed my bag last night. Pre-flight. Come on. Give me another flint. That's it, that's it, that's it. I think we're looking alright now. You absolute flamer. Right, we go. Terrorhawks was great. Particularly when the woman laughed and her friend... Oh, yeah, the woman was scary. And what were the things... what were the things called that were like the little balls? Because the little balls fought the little cubes, right? Get me that. Get me that treasure. And it was like a kind of army guy, wasn't it? Hello, hello, hello. That's my best impression of an army guy. Hello, hello. Roger, roger. Yeah, the noughts and crosses, exactly, Winsome Hacks. That's what they look like, right? The circles were the noughts. And the... I'm really ashamed. The cube. Zeroids! Haha! The zeroids were the goodies, right? Zeroids. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide now where to position my rocket man. I think here would be good. Oh, oh, we're doing some damage. The way it should be. There we go. I'm just because we can see them going to come from this left-hand side, so I'm just fortifying that a bit. Let's see how it goes. Oh, what have I just made? What does that guy do? He freezes them, does he? He's got some sort of freeze ray. There we go. So there is a joystick USB type adapter then. That sounds cool. I mean, it seems obvious that they should exist. Ah, ZX Renew, did you get my package, by the way? Windsor Davis was Sergeant Major Zero. But how old was Windsor Davis then? He must have been really young. Oh, hang on. I think Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis, not Windsor Davis. Warwick Davis was like, ah! Yes, Windsor Davis. Oh, I used to watch him in It Ain't Half Hot, Mum, which is totally non-PC by contemporary standards, isn't it? It Ain't Half Hot, Mum. Oh my god. I can't even quote from it. It's oh, good times, good times. Oh my word, it ain't half hot, Mum. Let's go, let's go. Shake and bake. Plenty of the shaking and plenty of the baking. Zelda and Sergeant Major Zero. Yeah, Zelda. Not to be confused with Tet Legend of. We're getting some good armaments going here now. Why was that second level so hard though? Do you remember that second level was brutal? These seem like easy in comparison. So ZX Renew, how come you're printing some restrictors? Can't you just buy them? Did you look at that thing I sent you though, right? It's interesting because it's kind of a budget type affair. It's not quite as good as the ones in the Arcadia, and it has a fixed thing. But you know, I think they're perfectly fine, absolutely fine for most uses, really. Like most things, really. I'm not a Sanwa snob. I don't think because even in the even in my YouTube video today, someone was like, "Oh, Chinese joystick and buttons." It's like, so what? Literally, so what? People are going bonkers, right? Because they expect, I want Sanwa. But it's like, why? Are you an arcade operator and you're going to be wanking off your Street Fighter machine for like 5 years? No, you're just bloody a joystick for you. And if you can't be so ham-fisted not to bloody break it, maybe you shouldn't be allowed to have a computer. Who's with me? Say, here. I'm with you, Andrew. Don't let the buggers get you down. Don't let them get you down. In my day, we were on the buses. Infobyte. I'm going to look for the terabyte Infobyte. Scott, where have you been? Where have you been for like a year? Where have you just disappeared off? You disappeared off the spectrum. On the spectrum, off the spectrum. We're all on the spectrum. ZX81, some of us. Bazza, I'm going to allow it. Your comment was blocked by YouTube, but I'm going to allow it. Right. There we go. Now I feel it is time to formally end the stream because I could just go on all night. Ask any of the ladies. But I feel I should tuck my kids in or at least throw them in the bath or something like that. It's been absolutely wonderful seeing you tonight and seeing so many of you and getting the 15 likes and not the 20 that you so easily could have given me. Let's touch base. Let's touch base in the week. But I am going to put out all of the videos that mention in the video today. So today's video referred to something, and that video needed a video on that, and then that video needed something of that. So there's actually like 3 or 4 videos that are going to turn out, and they lead up to today's video. But I just had to push it out because I had to shout out for ZX Renew for such a great product, and I really think that people should get onto it because, of course, we've only got one more payday before Christmas, and ZX Renew is selling out fast. I don't even know what he's got now. He's just got like a green one, a black one, and a red one. Am I right, ZX Renew? I think it's ZX green one for yeah. Ta-ta for now. Good night. Love and hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.